Good morning, students. Today we are going to see the second unit in Contemporary India and Education. Second unit, Education and Philosophy. In this, we are going to see about Swami Vivekananda. Life history of Swami Vivekananda. We will learn about his life history. You all know him, right? Swami Vivekananda is known for his spiritual concerts. He went throughout the world. He traveled all over the world and he spread the Hindu religion, and he was attracted by many foreigners. And his original name is Narendranath Datta, and he was born on 12th January 1863, and his father name is Vishwanath Datta and mother name is Bhuvaneshwari Devi, and he born in Calcutta. And when he was young, he learned the Idikasas, the Ramayana and Mahabharata from his mother, and he became so spiritual and he wants to know the truth of the world. And when he was 18, when he went to college, he met Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, and he was attracted by his principles and he became his disciple. After Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's death, after his guru's death, he started a mission called Sri Ramakrishna Mission in 1897, and the aim of this mission is to spread education to all Indians. General philosophy of Swami Vivekananda. So here Swami Vivekananda, he believed in Advaita philosophy. That is, he says there is no, the God and human beings are the same. God dwells in all living things. So God is there in everyone. So we cannot divide God and living things. So he believed in Advaita. Advaita means one, only one God, one Jivan. Okay. So he believed in Advaita philosophy, and he says God is everywhere. You can find God everywhere and in everyone. Not only everywhere, in everyone. So God, and he also believed God is every human being is God's incarnation. Every human being is God's incarnation. That is, incarnation means avadaram. So God, here the aim of education should be should make human beings to realize that God dwells in each and every one of us. The aim of education should make the human beings to realize that God dwells in every human being. And he says God is love. And serving human being is service to God. Makkal paniye Mahesan pani. Makkal sevai Mahesanukku sevai. So he believes that God is love and serving human beings is service to God. And he says that every religion preaches the same. All the religion says the same thing, but in different ways. So his general philosophy is he believed in Advaita, and he says God is everywhere and in every one of us, and God, every human being is God's incarnation, and the aim of education should make the human beings to realize that God is everywhere in each one of us. And God is love. Serving human beings is serving to God. Educational philosophy. Vivekananda defines education as education is the manifestation of divine perfection already existing in man, isn't it? We already learned this. So here he believes every human being has his own divine perfection in him, and the aim of education should bring out the perfection already in man. So this is his main philosophy, that every human being has some potential inside him, and the aim of education should bring the divine perfection already there in the man. Okay. So the second philosophy is education is not giving information and forcing knowledge into brain. So he believes education is not only giving information and forcing the knowledge into the brain. It is like forcing the child to eat more and more. What happens if you eat more and more? What happens? You cannot digest, isn't it? The same way, education is not giving mere information and forcing knowledge into the brain, but it should create interest in the child to search for knowledge. So the role of education should create interest. That is, the child should come spontaneously in search of knowledge. So it should be motivated to search for knowledge. And education is not only to earn money, but also to reach the ultimate goal of life. Education is not only to earn money. So it is the aim of education is to earn money, but it is not only the aim to earn money, but it is to reach the ultimate goal of life. That is, to reach the God it should be the ultimate goal of education. Okay. Aims of education according to Vivekananda. The end of all education, all training should be man making. So here Vivekananda says, if a person gets education, he should become a human being. That is, he should have the human values. He should know how to behave, how to help others, and he should have spiritual values. So man should be a man. He should not behave like an animal. Okay. So the aim of all education, all training, everything should be, after getting education, the human being should behave like a human being, not like animals. The second aim is character building. He should have good characteristics which is acceptable by the universe. So the child should get all the good characteristics of human beings. The third aim is physical development. The child should have proper physical development. Without proper physical development, the young generation cannot build the future world, isn't it? If you maybe, intellectually good, but if you are physically not fit, means, and that intellectual development will not help us, isn't it? So you should be physically developed. But for this, he says, we should provide ample training or time for the children to have physical activities. Should give importance to sports activities, and then we should make the child to feel the importance of healthy food. So physical development should be given much importance, and mental development. For mental development, he says, he gives importance to meditation and yoga. And when you are getting education, you should have self confidence. Otherwise, there is no meaning in getting education. Self confidence. And when you are getting education, you should have the feeling of universal brotherhood. What is universal brotherhood? And that is, you should feel that every human being is our brothers and sisters. Okay, you cannot discriminate anybody. You cannot put down anybody by saying he is not belonging to my community or my religion or my country. Everyone in this world is our brothers and sisters. Then only we will have the human values. That is, the child can become a human being. That is man making education. So the aim of education is man making education. That is, the child should become a man, human being. He should not behave like an animal, and the character should be built properly. Physical development should be given importance. For mental development, meditation and yoga should be taught to the children. And when you are getting education, the child should have self confidence, and we should have the universal brotherhood. For this, you can see some example. So when Vivekananda went to the religious conference at Chicago, he addressed the people, not ladies and gentlemen. Usually the Westerners address the people, ladies and gentlemen. But here in the World Religious Conference, there were people from all the countries, and Vivekananda addressed the people, my dear brothers and sisters of America. So this shows the universal brotherhood. Okay, these are the aims of education according to Vivekananda. Good morning, students. Today we are going to see the second unit in contemporary India and education. Method of teaching. Experience method. So experience is the mother of all knowledge, right? So Vivekananda believes the experience should be given to the child so that the child can learn in many things. Instead of giving lectures, let the child experience. Through his experience, let him gain knowledge. This is his basic principle. The children should learn through their experiences. And the second is research. After getting the experience, let the child do research. Let it think over whatever the experiences the child gets and analyze it and get knowledge, gain knowledge. So first, through experience, the child should get knowledge, and based on that experiences, let the child do research and come to a conclusion which is good, which is bad, and whatever he learns. So do research. Let the child should have research attitude. Let the child do research. Don't feed the child. Let the child experience and learn through their activities. The third one is concentration method, which is more important. Concentration. Whenever we teach, we should have concentration. Without concentration, we cannot learn anything, right? So concentration method is given much importance. For this, he wants to give the children the good training in meditation. Meditation should be taught to the children, and yoga should be taught so that the child can have more concentration power, and through concentration the child can learn a lot of things. And the fourth method of teaching is discussion method. Here the teacher should give space for the children to have discussion. So like teaching while walking, that is, while we are walking, the children should walk with the teachers, and while walking they can have discussions. The teacher can explain many things. So discussion method should be taken into consideration, and whenever the child has some doubt, he can clarify with the teacher. So we should give space for the child to have discussion. So these are the four methods of teaching that is recommended by Vivekananda. The first one is experience method, the second one is research method, concentration method, and the last one is discussion method. Role of teacher. Vivekananda says the teacher should be a dedicated one. He should have dedication for teaching. Without dedication, the teacher cannot teach anything. So the teacher cannot be mechanical. He should be dedicated, and he should have the dedication. He should dedicate his life for the growth of the children. And the second one is role model. The teacher should be a role model. You all know very well that children follow the teachers. Whatever the teacher says, it becomes the mantra for the teacher, for the student, isn't it? So the students take the teachers as their role model. So here the teacher should be a role model, and whatever he teaches, he should follow that. Okay, and the teacher should have passion for teaching. He should love teaching, and he should not do teaching in a mechanical way. He should have the passion for teaching, and the teacher should come to the level of the students. The teacher should come to the level of the students, and he should teach the child in his age group. Okay, and he should have a democratic nature. That is, democratic nature means the teacher cannot be an autocratic leader. He should be democratic, and he should give some space and time for the children to have clarifications. He recommends the discussion method. We saw already discussion method. So the teacher should be in a democratic nature, and he should help the child to come out with his doubts. Educational philosophy. Vivekananda defines education as education is the manifestation of divine perfection already existing in man, isn't it? We already learned this. So here he believes every human being has his own divine perfection in him, and the aim of education should bring out the perfection already in man. So this is his main philosophy, that every human being has some potential inside him, and the aim of education should bring the divine perfection already there in the man. Okay, so the second philosophy is education is not giving information and forcing knowledge into brain. So he believes education is not only giving information and forcing the knowledge into the brain. It is like forcing the child to eat more and more. What happens if you eat more and more? What happens? You cannot digest, isn't it? The same way, education is not giving mere information and forcing knowledge into the brain, but it should create interest in the child to search for knowledge. So the role of education should create interest. That is, the child should come spontaneously in search of knowledge. So it should be motivated to search for knowledge. And education is not only to earn money, but also to reach the ultimate goal of life. Education is not only to earn money. So it is the aim of education is to earn money, but it is not only the aim to earn money, but it is to reach the ultimate goal of life. That is, to reach the God it should be the ultimate goal of education. Okay. Thank you. Learn the topics. Make your own notes.